I'm Sarah Ann from the Holistically Slim movement.
And hi, I'm Jovanka from the Wellness Smackdown. And we're here together to talk to you today about something really interesting. The other day, I was reading an article about how to start your New Year's resolutions at any point in the year, right? And more importantly, how much pressure we put in ourselves to start the new year and to be aggressive with it, and then 3 weeks go by and we fall through and not do what we're supposed to be doing, essentially because we don't have the tools. We're not emotionally ready to make a change that may be for the rest of our lives. And that's at the end of the day what we want and what we teach our clients.
Yeah, and we really wanted to have a conversation, an open conversation about the subconscious patterns and why we fall back in these traps and why we start out every year with these great intentions and then fall back into our old patterns that we have created over and over again. And it's because we're not doing work on the most important part of the process, which is our mind, and really reprogramming these thoughts. So we wanted to just give some simple tools and tips to really help you move through the process this year and really create a lifestyle around health and wellness that isn't, I'm going to lose X amount of weight in X amount of time, this idea that we cram for exams, this idea that we're in this society pushing for the next great thing. But really what we want to do is help you create this lifestyle around healthy living and just having a conversation about ways to reprogram your thinking instead of going on a diet.
Right. So regardless of what time of the year you're actually looking and listening to this video, you'll know with these tools that you can start the rest of your life. You can actually create patterns and a lifestyle that can carry you for years and years to come.
So for the first tip, one of the simplest ways to really start reprogramming your subconscious patterns is to shift how you start your morning. And most of us are attached to our scale, and we have an emotional attachment to our scale that really affects our entire day. And there's lots of different ways we can start our morning that is a huge improvement over getting on your scale. And one of them is creating a gratitude list about all the things you are excited about, all the things you're happy about, all the things you're grateful for. Because when you create the feeling of gratitude in your body, you're actually going to attract more and more positive things into your life. Another way that I really love to start my morning, and I encourage a lot of my clients as well, is through meditation. And whether that's a guided meditation that you've pulled from the internet or from another coach, or just sitting with yourself for 10 minutes and really connecting with yourself and feeling and visualizing how you want to create your day in the healthiest space possible is another really, really great way to start your day.
Awesome. And to feed off of what Sarah just said, one of the really simple yet very powerful rituals that I share with my clients is the idea of saying simple affirmations. And in this particular exercise it's as simple as I love you. So what I want you to do is to look at yourself in the mirror, because most of us tend to, when we look at ourselves in the mirror, is to find flaws, is to find reasons and things that we're unhappy with, whether it is something that's sagging or something that is not the way that it's supposed to be or how we believe it should be. But there must be one thing in your face that you find fascinating or that you know that other people appreciate. So what I want you to do is look at yourself in the mirror, find that one thing that you absolutely love about yourself and say, I love you. Use your name and use it in the present tense. And then look at other parts of your body or maybe in your face that you might not be that happy with, and say I love you as well, and say I know that you're a work in progress, but you are perfect as you are right now, and I love you because you carry me. This is the body that I was gifted with, and you are helping me live life the best way I know how.
Another thing that we find so often with our clients is that they want to reward themselves with unhealthy things after they've done so much work and created so much progress with their health and wellness. So for example, maybe they've been super dedicated the whole week, and then on Friday they want to go have a cheat meal, or Sunday they want to take the day off. But the problem with this is that it then sets you up for feelings of guilt and shame and frustration, and really doesn't work in the long run of things, because it really is setting up those patterns for those feelings to be created, and then the looping system happens again. So what we recommend is setting yourself up for healthy rewards, things that are going to actually help you feel better and stronger and more energetic and more excited. So that could be taking a wellness workshop, getting a massage, going to the spa, setting up a really great vegan dinner with your girlfriends, celebrating through taking a massage class, or
Right.
you know,
Or it could be just as simple as just making love to your lover.
yeah, all these things that actually are fueling us and making us feel better from the inside out. So this is a huge disconnect in that we have seen so often in society. We'll cram for exams. We've seen this with going to college and being in high school, where we like push really, really hard, and then on the weekend we like have all this fun and we binge. But really, that's not setting you up for long-term success. So we just want to encourage you to think about healthy rewards, shifting that idea, shifting those patterns, and starting to begin to step into a place where, okay, I'm going to reward myself. I've done a wonderful job, but I'm going to reward myself with something that makes me feel more alive.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, and I love those alternative forms of pleasure, as I like to call them, because there's other ways to have pleasure that don't necessarily involve putting stuff in your mouth. And to that end, I love to also go at the very end of every day with that realization that you can reprogram your subconscious mind, the part of your mind that deals with your values, with the stuff that you believe as true. And that's where you start shifting those patterns. So when you're in a state of absolute rest and sleep, your subconscious can be reprogrammed. So you're essentially like renegotiating that life's contract. So one of the really awesome exercises is when you're about to fall asleep, maybe right before that, write down some affirmations of what those particular contracts, those life contracts that you want to change, whether it is to slowly make choices about your sugar addiction or whatever it might be. Then you write those affirmations, and at the end of the day, when you feel like you're about to fall asleep, you ask guidance from your guides. Call it God, call it Allah, call it the fairies, whatever you want, you know, your guardian angels, anybody that will come to you and help you reprogram that subconscious mind. So then when you wake up in the morning, as Sarah mentioned at the very beginning, and you start the day fresh, you're slowly but steadily building a new subconscious habit that will then translate into your conscious life.
And will translate into your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-love, your self-confidence. How we feel about ourselves is really what's dictating what we choose throughout the day. So how you're feeling is really making the impact on the choices we're making. So for example, without reprogramming subconscious patterns and the way you feel about yourself, you know, we can come in and like fill your fridge with all the greens and all the kale and all the things that you should be eating on a daily basis, and you already know that are good for you. But until these patterns are changed, you're still going to grab fast food or junk food on the way home, or you're not going to really make those sort of changes. So reprogramming subconscious patterns, believing in affirmations, really making a conscious decision to say, okay, I'm going to change those beliefs, will actually manifest and move that into your life.
And just remember that you have to do this on a regular basis. We recommend to do it at least 21 to 28 days, with the understanding that no habit is going to be changed overnight. So be patient with yourself and be loving with yourself, and understand that this not only is important and it takes precedence, but it also takes time.
And another thing that we really wanted to bring up was this idea of looking at vision boards and social media for influence. And so through shifting how we view social media and also changing this idea of, okay, I want to look at social media for influence instead of looking within, that can get us in a pattern that isn't the best as well. So we want to inspire you to create this idea that you can actually, instead of looking at social media for outside influence, look within through meditation and then also through affirmation. So maybe you're wanting to lose weight. So instead of saying, okay, I'm going to look at all these other people losing weight and how they're doing it, I'm going to actually look within and figure out what's best for me. And you can do that through meditation and connecting to your higher self and connecting to your inner being and really finding that truth within yourself instead of having to look for inspiration where you're disconnected because you're trusting in someone else's journey over yours.
Absolutely.
And a really great way to do this is through affirmation. Affirmations around cravings around food, your relationships, your diet, career. Everything impacts how you're eating, what you're choosing to eat. So when you're stressed at work, you know, might come home and feel a void. So you need to crave food because of that void that you're feeling.
Right. Remember, at the end of the day, you're not trying to become somebody else. You're trying to become a better version of yourself. And that is all you want. This body, as flawed as it might be, is an amazing gift. And you were gifted with it. And so you should honor it and understand that you can be just this amazing thing and a better version of yourself. You're not necessarily interested in being something from, you know, whatever magazine might be telling you that you should be.
So hopefully that's a great tip. And there's tons of affirmations. You can Google Google them. You can find them online. We can post them under here.
Yeah,
but for all different areas of your life, just connect with yourself and find the affirmations that resonate with what you're going through. So if you're having anxiety, maybe in a dressing room, you can find an affirmation that resonates with you there. If you're having it when you're out to eat at dinner, when you're having it when you're with your family, whatever the place in which the anxiety is created, find an affirmation to counter the anxiety and help you move through it, so that part of your brain and your subconscious is reprogrammed for the better.
So you can create your own affirmations or find them online. The one tip that we always give people is make sure that they're on the present tense, so act as if, and that they're positive, right? You don't want to say, I don't want to be heavy. You want to say, I am fit and healthy and feeling energized and happy.
Yeah, or I'm choosing to live a life of health and happiness. Right. Even in the moment, you might not feel that. You might feel like you aren't in that space, but creating that mindset that you are in the present tense, creating that energy is
I actually like, somebody recommended a phrase which is, I like the idea that health and wellness is as available to me as the air I breathe, just as an example. So we might not believe that we are fit and healthy, but we believe that we like the idea of something coming to us. And so why not?
It's amazing. And another exercise that we really love is shifting from counting calories, carbs, and fats to really moving into a place where we become emotionally present when we're eating. And through changing, and if you do want to journal what you're eating and the times that you're eating, that's okay. But instead of counting calories, carbs, and fats and worrying about calories in versus calories out, what we suggest is really starting to become emotionally present. So what are you feeling in the moment of eating? Are you grateful? Are you anxious? Why are you feeling these things? Keeping track of the physical triggers. Are you feeling exhausted? What's going on physically in your body, and the emotional, like, are you feeling sad, upset? Did you just have a fight? And then keeping track of the subconscious triggers. Is there a pattern that you're seeing repeated over and over? Maybe it's from your childhood. Maybe it's every Sunday you binge. Maybe it's every Monday you're stressed because you're going to work. Keeping track of that in a journal, you'll start to be able to track the patterns and be able to heal them through seeing where the patterns are showing up. We have clients, a lot of them, it's Sunday nights, Monday mornings, when they go to work, when they get home, when they're in their space with their family. And keeping track of that is so powerful, because then you can begin to say, okay, my food triggers are coming from my relationship, so I actually need to heal my relationship and my food triggers together. And then you can work with a coach or someone to do that.
So it's all interrelated. And I love what you're saying. Another really good way to be present when it comes to every meal is to truly enjoy every meal. This is why the wisdom of the ages, when you look at people in other cultures, they sit together and they use their fingers to eat. And they smell their food before they eat. And there's a reason why people pray over the food, to energize that food with the right type of energy that you want to nourish you with. So all of that is absolutely interrelated, and it's so powerful.
It is. And just this concept of blessing your food, feeling grateful for it, slowing down, taking 5 deep breaths before you eat, taking them after, like thanking your body for having the ability to be able to accept the food and nourish yourself. And then this idea of just even the gratitude that you have the choice in every moment to choose what goes in your body. I think sometimes we feel like we don't have that choice, but that is actually a conscious choice that we can have, and having the gratitude that you can choose between the salad and the junk food. Like, you have that option.
You do.
And feeling grateful for that actually shifts the behavior and the patterns of food choice. And lastly, the really important part of letting go of dieting and this idea that you have to follow someone else's plan is that actually it causes more stress in your life, because you feel like you have to add more and more and more things. So you have to research what recipes they're doing, and you have to like go out and buy their whole protocol of like what's going on and follow tip by tip by tip. And then if you don't do it, you're not going to lose the X amount of weight. And it becomes this competition between your friends and your colleagues and your work and all these things. And basically society of like, how much weight can I lose at the beginning of the year? So you kind of want to like just debunk that and rethink the process. By doing that, you're just putting more pressure on yourself, as we mentioned before. And when you begin to focus on the spiritual components, that you really truly want to be alive, that this is a process of, you were gifted with this beautiful body for a reason, and you connect to that, you're going to actually just draw naturally to what it is that you intuitively need for your body. And you're not going to have to follow this whole protocol. You're going to say, I'm going to do a little bit of extra research because I want to feel alive and I'm going to want to feel what's connected to me. And if you come across something that maybe isn't in alignment with yourself, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to disregard that. I'm going to take this. And it's going to become this kind of beautiful experiment with your body of figuring out what's best for you. And it actually becomes really exciting and fun. So we just want to create this idea that there is this spiritual, energetic component of wanting to feel alive. And when you focus on that instead of a protocol that someone else gave you, that's when you truly can connect with what's best for you and your body.
Yeah, and you start to tap into that natural curiosity that we were all born with, that somehow we walk away from, and then we hope that others give us answers when the answers are more or less within us. So we just get excited and curious about what's good for us and what's not, and then you'll start looking for things that are actually exciting and will get you to the goals that you're trying to reach.
Yeah. And like, for example, we'll have clients that after a couple weeks of doing this work, they're like, what are the best herbs? What are the best supplements? What are the best? And they're really excited to continue to do it rather than feeling like, oh, I'm deprived and I'm not allowed to eat X, Y, and Z.
You start bringing ideas, and you start, because now you're tapping into your body, you might be noticing things that are happening, and then you can bring them into the fold and start thinking, okay, I'm feeling a little bit gassy and bloated, for example, on a regular basis. What should I do? I'm really passionate about herbs. Herbs that are very easy for most of us, like ginger. Ginger root you find them in every market all across the nation. Very easy to find. Actually pretty tasty. If you think about ginger snap, like the cookies, that's what ginger is. That little kick that the cookie has, that's ginger. So you can go to the market and find ginger root and cut it into little slices and boil it in water and drink that tea. And it's actually aromatic and it has a little bit of a sweetness to it. So you don't have to have other stuff that may undo the amazing work that you've been doing and that are going to help you feel better from the inside out. So it's going to help your gut feel a little bit better, which will make your emotional home also feel really healthy.
Yeah, and it's this process of this common term called crowding in. So it's about adding really, really great things into your life so that you don't feel like you're depriving yourself. We humans, we want what we can't have, right? We want the things we can't have. But there's going to come a point where you're just going to be super excited to just keep adding more and more good things into your life. So we're really excited to have shared these tips with you guys. This has been such
so much.
a great time.
Just remember that this is not a destination. This is about the journey.
This is a journey, and we're here to help you and guide you. And we'll post our links below to help you continue to move through this and share more tips in the future.
Absolutely. So make sure to leave a comment if you have any comments, and to share this video with all of your friends for a beautiful, beautiful life.
Talk to you soon. Bye.